What's good, LOP fam? We are back with another NF Clouds the mixtape reaction. We're about to get into track number 3, Just Like You. And yeah, I'm gonna keep these intros short so we can just kind of go back to back and listen to this entire mixtape. But we're about to get into this one. The first one, That's a Joke, has me feeling a certain type of way. So let's see if he brings that same energy or if he's gonna switch it up on us. Before we do get into it though, guys, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button down below. And let's get into it.
Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you.
Hold up, off the bat, that caught me by surprise. Complete different energy than That's a Joke. So he said, what was it? If my plane goes off, or if my car drives off the highway, or if my plane crashes, just know that the message is basically that you're not the only one feeling this way. There's others just like you. Let's run it back though. Let's run it back to the beginning. That caught me off guard.
The highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you. Just like you, like
Facts.
you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you. Just like you, like you. It's strange the way the mind can wander, but also stop the gossip and chat with memories that you and me aren't really fond of. Maybe you're out to find love, maybe.
It's weird how the mind can wander and stop to gossip and chat with memories that me and you are not fond of. He's really just talking. Wow. See, as much as he came with just that like crazy energy and That's a Joke and just had me hyped up, he can very easily switch it up and just put you in the state where you sit there and you really think. And it's something that I admire with his music because it's something I can relate to and it's something I can connect with. And I'm sure, like he said, there's millions just like you that can also relate and connect. But to me, he's talking about those nights where you just lay there and your brain just kind of does its own thing and you can't stop it from doing its own thing, and it just visits those memories in your past, good or bad, and it just you kind of just have to go through the emotions that it brings along. Damn. Okay. Wow.
Stop the gossip and chat with memories that you and me aren't really fond of. Maybe you're out to find love. Maybe you lost who you was. Maybe you're just like me and feel the need to stay in your rut. Cause if you left it, you might feel like you're no longer you. It's so impressive the way the mind can play with the truth. It's
Or maybe you're like me and you like to stay in your rut. Because if you left it, then maybe you're no longer you. This links back to something he talked about in the past. I can't remember what track it was on. I can't remember the name of the track. But he said it was about, he was talking about fear in that. And you guys know how he personified fear. And he was saying, but if I let it go, then will the music be the same? It's difficult to let go of the thing that got me to where I am. Something along those lines. So this is interesting that this is the point he's visiting, because it really shows that this was a conscious train of thought that he was having of how do I let this go?
Maybe you're just like me and feel the need to stay in your rut. Cause if you left it, you might feel like you're no longer you. It's so impressive the way the mind can play with the truth. It's interesting that nobody can walk in your shoes but still relate and feel the same. So in a way, guess we do. You ever think about what it would be like if the clouds were gone and you...
Hold up. Before we get into the spin, it's interesting that no one else could walk in your shoes, but there's other people that feel the same way. So I guess that we do. I guess we do walk in each other's shoes, but we always feel like nobody could walk in our shoes. But it links back to there's millions just like you. So there are people feeling the same type of way.
Play with the truth. It's interesting that nobody can walk in your shoes but still relate and feel the same. So in a way, guess we do. You
Yeah.
ever think about what it would be like if the clouds were gone and you could see light? If the door was open, would you take flight or just close the curtains up and stay inside? Take a walk with me, take a risk with me. I'm scared too, and it gets so tempting when you're so empty to disown everything you hold. Dealing when you know clearly you've been so buried in your own fairy tale. The soul's tearing, but your holes in me. I relate to it, but in case you've been thinking no one does, here's a great theory. Throw a Hail Mary, let your mind fly to the sunrise. Could be so scary, make your faith very feel the pain.
Okay, there's a lot going on. I'm trying to find a good spot to pause, but there isn't, because he just keeps coming with the bars after bars after bars. The topic he's talking about and how he's addressing it is amazing. He's talking about that same rut, but the way he's breaking it down. He linked it back to clouds being the title of the mixtape. If the clouds part and the sun shines, will you go outside? Are you actually gonna go outside, or are you just gonna close the curtains and just stay indoors? He's not talking physically, he's talking that mental state of mind, but the imagery he builds around it.
Staring, but your holes in me, I
Unmatched.
relate to it, but in case you've been thinking no one does, here's a great theory. Throw a Hail Mary, let your mind fly to the sunrise. Could be so scary, make your faith very feel the pain glaring, but the weight carried ain't in vain.
Here's a theory. Throw a Hail Mary and let your mind fly to the light. Just do it. Just go for it. See what happens. It's a Hail Mary. You either make it or you don't. But it's the end of the game, and it's what you have to do. You got to get the touchdown. So he's saying just do it. And let's see what happens. Is that what happened with him? Because he was stuck. He was stuck in that rut. But he's coming with that other energy on these other tracks. So did he just throw a Hail Mary and it worked? He made it into the light.
Sunrise could be so scary, make your faith very feel the pain glaring, but the weight carried ain't in vain. Hear me? Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like
Oh, this
you.
chorus, man.
Just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you. Just like you, like you. So often I feel desperate, I think my heart's infected. How about yours, how about yours, how about yours? I guess it, you feel the best when your life is hectic. You might be destined to stay defective, so join the club, it ain't that hard to get in. It's hard to leave though, look at the guest list. I bet that your name is on it, don't believe me, check it. See dead ends, in life we come to tend to raise some questions. Suggestion, know that your feelings might give wrong directions. Infested with the feeling of
Just know your feelings might give wrong directions. Infesting. He's talking about, you're not here right now, but if you want to come here, you can. Your name's already on the list. He's saying that's built into every person. But it's a dangerous road to go down, because if you go down that path, it's difficult to get back out. He's saying your name's already on the list. It's just a matter if you walk in or not. And if you do walk in, it's very difficult to leave. Oh, and that chorus is just, the way he implements those pauses in the chorus. I've said this in the past. He's very good at making sure he keeps your attention. He doesn't do anything for too long where there's even a potential of him losing you. He'll add an extra beat. He'll do something that will always pull you back in, make sure you're paying attention. Absolutely amazing.
your feelings might give wrong directions. Infested, yeah, with
Like
the feeling
that.
of failure. Let it take over your body, it makes you question the life that you have. Situations you might have enjoyed become nothing but dated. Only
Yeah.
forgotten, but what would you say if I told you that there was some hope we could make it? I know what you're thinking, I'm thinking it too. Could you really improve and be something worth saving? See, I can pretend like I have all the answers, but none of us do. It's the reason we battle. Convincing yourself that you don't really matter is like feeding a cancer and letting it travel to every part of you. But what if we did? The unthinkable and cancel our trips. What's achievable depends on the risk. So pick up your chin and listen to this. Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you.
Find it interesting too. He talked about throwing the Hail Mary. And then he says in the chorus, just in case my car goes off the highway or the plane I gets on decides it's my last day. It's like he's saying, in case it fails, in case life decides that it's done for you. You threw your Hail Mary, you did your thing, You had what you had, but now it's over. It's done. That connection I find very interesting. I don't know if I'm reaching with it. Let me know if you think I'm reaching, but
In the world that isn't okay, there's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. Yeah. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that that's alright. It's the rainy days that give us love for the sun. And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing it does.
It's the rainy days that give us love for the sun. And if it's not, I guess I'm fine believing it does. And that's facts. You can never appreciate the positivity in your life if you don't go through some negative shit, because you won't realize that what you're going through is such a positive thing. You know what I mean? You don't appreciate the sun without the dark. You don't appreciate the light without the dark. That whole, it's an old saying, but just the way he structured it.
Give us love
Let's
for
go.
the sun. And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing it does. Yeah. Everybody falls sometimes. Just remember that that's alright. It's the lows in life that make you cherish the highs. And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing a lie. Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like.
Bro, the voice he's bringing out at the end here, it's the same chorus, but the way he was saying it, I just had that sadder, lower element to it, the more deep within myself emotional feel. And at the end, he's just in it. No matter what the vibe, he's in it, because he's just aiming for that more positive element, but the message remained the same.
Like you, it's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you.
Hold up, I want to run this
The
last part
plane that
back.
I get on those in life that make you cherish the highs. And if it isn't, I guess I'll be fine believing a lie. Just in case my car goes off the highway, or the plane that I get on decides that it's my last day. I want you to know when you're alone and you feel afraid, you're not the only person in the world that isn't okay. There's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you. It's millions of us just like you, like you, like you, just like you, like you.
The amount of talent in one individual, this is ridiculous, bro. Oh man. All right, we about to get into story. We're about to get into track number 4. Let's see where this goes. We already know. I was assuming because of Clouds, Pay My Dues and Lost, and then I heard that's a joke, that it was just gonna be that high upbeat energy, and he did end up turning it into that at the end of this track. But he definitely has the more emotional tracks, the tracks that people can really connect to and really relate to. So now I don't know what to expect anymore. So we're gonna see what story is gonna bring for us. But for this one, it's done, it's over, and I'm out, and I'll catch you in the next one.